I'm never going to drink in my entire
Me
life.
neither.
Because it tastes like soap when I'm having a hard time. I don't like to express emotions.
She had a stalker come to her house, and her dad shot and killed the stalker.
Yeah, okay, so that's actually very interesting. I don't have the fear of dying.
Can you say you don't date, you court?
Yeah, recently I met a guy, and I really do like him.
So would you say that you're courting right now with that one guy?
No.
Welcome back to Safe Haven, guys. Today our guest is JustJules, a lifestyle content creator. She's got over 5 million on YouTube and a lot on other platforms. So thank you for coming today for the podcast. Just introduce yourself, because I think all guests can introduce themselves better than I can. So who are you? What do you do? And tell me about you. Sorry, I'm starting.
Okay. Well, my name is Jules Coley, also known as JustJules on YouTube. I am 16 years old. I have right now I have 4.89 million subscribers.
You're close to,
so we're
you're
close to 5
it.
million.
That's
but I
awesome.
started about 2 years ago, and I do lifestyle content, I do family-friendly content, and I do a lot of videos about sharing my faith.
That's awesome. What would you say, like, if you could describe your content in one word, do you think you have like a one word you can describe it as, or it's like so spread out?
I think positive, because
Positive?
yeah, most of the
like
things
that.
I do is positive.
I think I relate to that a lot too, because I want to, help positively impact people through same things that you do,
Yeah.
faith and stuff like that. So you're very similar. You're kind of like a girl version of my goals
Yeah.
through creation as well. And then you said you started 2 years ago. So how'd you get started on content?
Well, I grew up with zero social media. We didn't have a TV. We weren't allowed on social media.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 years ago, I was kind of bored because I had a shoulder injury because of my gymnastics.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really have anything to do. So I was like, you know what? I want to do something, right? And I thought of social media because it was blowing up and stuff. And I was like, let me start a YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
I asked my mom, I was like, hey, can I start a YouTube channel? And she's like, you want to start a YouTube channel? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay, go ahead. She let me off on my own. And I started my YouTube channel with the goal of helping people who are struggling with depression or anxiety.
Interesting.
And yeah, I just wanted to, at the time, I wasn't Christian. So
Really?
yeah, I just wanted to help people and entertain them.
Oh, wow. So, okay. So I guess we'll just dive into religion right away, because I think it's a good segue. So you weren't religious when you started content. So, okay. So tell me about that. What's your kind of story with religion and faith like?
Like my testimony?
Yeah, I guess your testimony. Yeah, let's hear the testimony.
Okay. I'll say it in 3 words. 3 sentences, sorry. Well, I didn't grow up in the faith exactly. My grandmother was a nun in the Catholic Church.
Really?
Yeah. So I grew up Catholic, but we went to church. I never really felt God's presence until actually really recently. Or not really recently, like a year and a half ago. I was in a really bad situation. Some things were done, and like I was in a really dark place, and then I heard God, or I heard something, right?
Interesting.
And I was like, I think I'm going to lean into my faith. My grandfather's also Christian. He's Protestant. So he kind of helped me like dive into that world. And then Jesus saved me.
That's awesome. There you go. That's a great testimony. Would you say that your family's, like you said, your grandpa, your grandma, are your parents religious? Do they influence that at all, or?
Yeah, my parents are religious. They just, I didn't grow up going to like church. So in Christianity, there are lots of different denominations.
Oh, yeah.
Catholic, well, I went to a Catholic church. And the thing about Catholic church, like, we didn't really learn about God. We just sat in service and sang some songs, right? I didn't feel God. I wasn't learning about who God was.
Yeah.
But then I talked to my grandfather. I was like, hey, who's God,
Yeah.
And he told me all about it, and he told me about Jesus and how he died for our sins. And I was like, I really like this, and I felt this peace wash over me that I had never felt in my entire life. And I was like,
wow.
This is where I'm supposed to be.
That's awesome. So now would you consider yourself just non-denominational then?
Or a follower of Jesus Christ.
Okay, that's really good, because I say the same thing. Like, people ask me my religion, I think typically you break it off in just Christianity. But when people ask me, like, am I religious, I say, I guess, yeah, but like, I don't really consider myself as Christian. Like, yeah, I'm a Christian, but like, I just say I'm a follower of Jesus, because like that's what matters, that relationship. And I think a lot of people, like, they have bad experiences in churches. So it's like when you associate yourself with a religion, that's like giving a bad taste to some people in their mouth. Like a lot of people, like they've had bad experiences in Catholic churches, Christian churches, non-denominational churches. So I just say I'm a follower of Christ because he's the only perfect being. No church is perfect. There are bad people in every church. So I'm a follower of Christ because he's the only perfect being. I really like that you said that, because that's exactly how I think as well. And then you kind of mentioned that you translated your faith into your content as well. So what was that shift like? Like, did you start off with just depression, anxiety content? What was the basis of that? And then how did you transition into religious content?
Okay, well, I guess my content at the start wasn't exactly like just about like helping people with depression or anxiety. It was more of like trying everything. Growing up, I had lots of hobbies and I tried lots of different things. So I kind of just did content about that. So I would do a lot of cooking content, and then most of my cooking content would go viral. So I was like, oh, let me just stick to this. But then I was cooking all the time and I was like, I don't have time to cook, you know? So I tried different things. I tried comedy skits, and those blew up as well. That's kind of like how it all started going viral. But the first video that went super viral was me after surgery. I had happy juice. So it's this juice that makes you feel really happy and delusional, and you hallucinate and all this kind of stuff.
Never heard of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I had surgery for my shoulder. But so my mom recorded me, and I just clipped like part of the video and I posted on YouTube, and people thought it was hilarious what I was saying. I can't remember what I said, but it was really funny.
That's funny. And how old were you when you kind of took off?
I think I was 14.
14. I blew up really young too. So it's like an interesting experience. But I know for girls, it's like an even more interesting experience. Like, how do you feel being so young doing social media? Like, do you feel like it's scary? Do you feel safe? Do you enjoy? Like, do you enjoy it? Do you feel like you have like a lot of friends? Like, what's the experience like for like a younger person doing social media?
Okay, well, I love social media personally. Well, I love being a content creator. I love the YouTube community. Everyone's so nice.
Yeah.
But like as safety goes, I don't always feel safe. Like, yeah, I don't always feel safe, to be honest.
Yeah.
So like I had a really hard time in Spain, because we lived in Spain for 2-3 years. I had a really hard time. The thing is, I disassociated so hard. I can't remember why I had such a hard time. I can remember being in the car driving back home and being like, I cannot wait to get back to the US. Like, my dad has to find a house. We were like, my dad was moving everything to Florida, because we used to live in Colorado. We used to live in lots of places.
Yeah, you guys travel a lot.
Yeah, but so he was looking for a house. We couldn't find one. COVID happened, and I was just going, like, we were just living in Spain, and we lived in a very small apartment. We had 2 rooms, 2 bathrooms, but we were 8 people. So
Wow.
yeah.
How old were you when that was happening?
I think I was 13 when I moved here. 13. So I was from the ages of, I guess at the end of my 9th year to 12 years old, I guess.
Okay, gotcha. Damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy. So you think it's a lot safer here than Spain?
Oh, no.
No, you don't think so?
No.
Really?
I mean, here you're allowed to bear arms. And I feel like people here like have lots of rights and they're very patriotic, but in Spain, nobody has weapons, right? You're not allowed to carry a knife. You're not allowed to have a firearm, right? But here in the US, you are allowed to. The reason why I do feel like I feel better being here, I guess, is because we live in a bigger house. Everything's so much bigger, and I feel like I can be free.
Okay, gotcha. But you think overall it's safer in Spain than the US?
Definitely, yeah.
Really interesting.
All of our doors, like for our houses, they're made of metal, so like you can't break into it.
Oh wow, that's good. That's really good. I know, and my family's from Russia. It's not safe there at all. They have like 3 deadbolt locks on their doors because there's so many like thieves and stuff like that. So
we went to Morocco and people had those. So
yeah, it's I mean
crazy.
there's some unsafe parts of the world, but like there's a lot of good parts of those places as well. But I definitely know like internationally, a lot of places I've traveled to haven't been as safe as the US. So it's interesting to hear that you think Spain's actually safer. I can definitely see why you think that. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think Spain is safer, like between each other, I guess. But here, I feel like if somebody were trying to hurt somebody else, then somebody would have a firearm and would be able to help the person who's in danger, you know?
Do you feel like those situations and like seeing like how bad the world can be sometimes has made you scared to really take content to the next level, or like scared to do content ever? Has it ever like made you not want to do content because of those experiences?
Yeah. Okay. So that's actually very interesting. I don't have the fear of dying, like, because like I don't have a fear of dying. And I don't have a fear of getting hurt. Like if you ask me to jump off a cliff with a harness or whatever, you know, then I will go with you, right?
100%.
But because like death doesn't do anything to a Christian except deliver him to Christ, right?
Yeah.
But I am afraid for my family. Like the first time that somebody found my address, I thought that they were going to come to our house and like chop my head off.
Yeah.
Or hurt my family, you know? So I'm not afraid for myself. I'm afraid for the people that I love, you know? So
that makes sense. Yeah. And has that fear at all like changed the way you make content, or like
I guess
changed the way you go about yourself? Or are you're still in school? Like how do you live life like knowing like the content, like anyone in the world can see you and like peer into your life?
Yeah, I like that. So actually at the beginning of my content creation career, I used to post when I filmed the video. Now I post videos like 2 weeks after recording them, you know, just so that people don't know exactly where I am. So like recently I posted being in Fit Summit, and we were in Fit Summit like 3 weeks ago, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's really helped a lot, just for like my own sanity and safety.
100%.
But apart from that, I'm just really careful with showing addresses and license plates and 100%. I guess that kind of stuff.
That's really smart. I mean, I myself post everything typically the same day I do it, but I think it's really smart that you're doing that, because like I've dealt with some weirdos in my life through social media, and I feel like girls have it way worse. Like there's like it's a fact. I think girls have way more creepy people after them online. Like in my hometown, when this girl, I think she's like 15 or 16 years old, she had a stalker come to her house, and her dad shot and killed the stalker. So it's like girls like definitely have it like a lot worse. So I definitely think it's really good that you're spacing out the time between that. And I'm happy that you haven't had like anything that extreme yet. Or I don't want to say no. Like hopefully you haven't. I'm happy you haven't had anything. Hopefully you never have anything like that. That's like, I mean, just a scary thing about social media. And I've always been very scared, especially with younger girls like my sister. I'm like scared to put her online, and my parents are scared because it is a very dangerous place. But I think you have a fan, like your mom comes with you everywhere. Like she came to this podcast. I think it's really good.
I mean, I can't drive yet, so.
Oh, you can't drive?
Well, I'm learning. I've driven like twice, like in the car. Yeah.
You're 16 though, right?
Yeah. I had to. In Spain, you can't get your license until you're 18. So here, when my mom found out that you could get your permit at 15, she was like, "No way, you're getting your permit." And I had to beg her to let me get my permit. So I got it like a few days before I turned 16. And I haven't been practicing a lot because my dad is the one who comes with me. My mom would freak out if I were to take her. But my dad's the one who comes with me. The only problem is that he works, so he can't always we can't always go. And I have finals this week and next week. So like I'm trying to I'm super busy with studying and stuff. Yeah,
that makes sense, 100%. But it's good that like your family comes with you. Like every time I've ever seen you pickleball or did something, you're always with your mom. So I think it's really, really good, because like I'm a guy, but my parents like never really went with me places. So like I kind of fended for myself. But I think it's really good that you're like very tight with your family. And just like last week I did the podcast with Jenny, and her mom always goes with her everywhere. So I think it's really good that you guys have families that are very supportive and like always with you, because you have that safety and also like that support. So I think no matter what, they'll be with you. That's really good. Do you incorporate your family into content at all, or?
I use my brothers sometimes, or my sisters. I usually mostly do it myself because they don't want to be in videos, except for Jeremiah and Jillian, they have their own YouTube channels as well. They're trying to grow that, but they're in my videos sometimes. The only problem is our schedules are so different that we barely see each other. And when we do see each other, they're doing school and I'm like doing school as well, you know? So.
But your school, you don't do school in person, do you?
No, right now it's online.
Okay, gotcha. How's that experience been?
Good. I love online school. Like,
when did you switch?
When did
you switch?
To online?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been homeschooled since 2nd grade.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, wow. So you've been to like you've never like really been in school like before 6th grade?
Yeah, I went to school when I lived in Colorado. So I went until 2nd grade, and I had a learning deficiency in reading. So whenever I read something, I couldn't understand it. So my mom saw that, and because my teachers weren't doing anything, she took me out of school so that she could teach me herself, because she's a special ed teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she took me and my brother out, who was also going to school. I personally loved public school. I was like everyone's friend, you know, and yeah, I was the most athletic in my school.
Nice.
So I loved PE. But yeah, so she took me out of school, and then because we were traveling so much and moving around, I guess it was just for the better, and I'm very thankful that I was homeschooled. If I ever have kids, I'll homeschool them.
Really? I was about to ask you, like, after being in that experience yourself, you would say that you have your kids get homeschooled as well?
Homeschooled, yeah, because I feel like not to diss on the public schools or like whatever, like the school system is so messed up right now. You go to school for like 7 hours and you learn like what I could learn in 2 hours. You know?
No, 100%. School system is not the best right now, but I do feel a little diss because I went to school. No, I'm kidding. I have a question though, because it's very rare to find someone that's been homeschooled. What would you say is the biggest pro and the biggest con of being homeschooled? Okay,
the biggest pro, you get to travel a lot more. You have so much more freedom. Every homeschool has a different like system to learning. So I recently went to homecoming with Brody, and I was talking to some homeschoolers there because it was a Christian homeschool homecoming. Really? So everyone there was homeschooled, but they're part of this like school organization kind of thing. So I was talking to people, and the way that they do it is so different from the way that I did it. They go to clubs, and they have like football teams and cheerleaders and all this kind of stuff. It's like a public school, but everyone there goes like they study in their own house, you know?
Yeah.
But everybody was like super social and everything. I'm the kind of homeschooler that grew up like in a house. My mom was my teacher. My dad was my teacher. I grew up with paper books, you know, and pencils and no social media. Like one of those religious homeschool freaks, you know, the stereotype. That was basically me, except I wasn't like super religious. But the con, I think, most of the cons that like when I ask people, they're like, oh, I don't socialize as much as a normal kid. But for me, I think the con is not being up to date with everything that people are talking about. So basically, like Angelo taught me the word fire, like that's fire, you know, and words like that, you know. I think the biggest con is not being around other kids my age that and
since you didn't have that normal experience to like socialize with people your age, how do you find that? Are you able to socialize with people your age? Like what's your social life look like, because you've not been able to like really go the traditional route? What's that look like?
Okay, so I didn't socialize as much as a regular individual, but I did socialize through gymnastics because I was a gymnast since like from the age of 5 to the summer. So I did have a team, and I did socialize with my team. I was a very shy girl growing up. I was very introverted. I liked my own space. I still like my own space. I like my privacy.
That's funny because you post everything online.
I know. Things have changed a lot. But yeah, I had my own team, and I was pretty close to my team. But the only problem is that there was always something wrong with the gym, the center. In the gymnastics world, it's very complicated and difficult to find a really good gym that supports you and that has good coaches that don't like abuse you. Yeah. And I was in a lot of gyms like that. So I switched gyms like 10 times, 11 times. It's like switching schools 10 times, you know? Yeah. So I didn't keep a lot of my friends. I don't have a lot of friends from the gym. I have probably like 2 or 3 from the gym. But because of YouTube, I've been able to socialize a lot more at events and socialize with other creators online. And then I meet them in person. So I guess just that. And now church. I have a lot of church friends.
Church is a good place to make a community. Would you say that most of your friends right now are creators? Because you said you've met a lot of people through social media.
I think all of my friends are creators.
Really? They're all creators?
Yeah, except for like maybe 5.
Okay, gotcha. And are those from church or?
Yeah, church, family friends, and well, I guess I have some best friends. There are 5 kids, so I guess that's already 5. But I guess I have a handful of non-creator friends, but most of my friends are creators now.
You said you don't really make a lot of content with your siblings because they don't really like to make content. How do you feel about making content with like friends and like stuff like that, or do you try to keep that private?
No, I love making videos with my friends. I feel like it makes me more passionate about content creation, and I love going to events because I get to film with with more people. The only problem is the con is sometimes people use you
100%
for your fame, which is something like it hasn't really happened to me. A lot of my friends, a lot of the people that I've met, they have their own thing going, they're just happy that they're a part of mine as well, and I'm happy to be part of theirs. So.
That makes sense. So then, I mean, if you incorporate your friendships online as well, is there any part of life that you try to keep offline or private?
Yeah, I mean, I guess when I'm having a hard time, I don't like to express emotions. That's something I'm trying to work on, but that's definitely something I don't like to do, especially online, because I feel like it's just easier for people to tear you down. But I guess that's a part that I keep offline. Also, something else I keep offline, which I'm not completely truthful with, is my grades. I'm good in school. I get all my assignments done and everything, but people think that I'm like the girl version of young Sheldon. And to be honest, I'm not, because I'm a sophomore in college. I'm only 16. So obviously people are going to assume that, but you know what they say about assuming, But it's not that I'm really good at school and that I'm really smart. It's just that I worked really hard and I studied a lot, Yeah,
100%. I mean, that makes sense. You don't really have to even put that public. Everyone's grades are their own private information. Yeah. And what would you say the other area was that you keep private as well?
When I'm going through a rough time.
Oh, yeah, that. So
or like burnout.
Burnout's really tough for sure. But do you feel like that has made you feel more rough times, like hiding that side? Because like social media is so prevalent in your life and you're always, sharing your life, and like not being able to share that one side and get that empathy from the people that are always supporting you. You feel like it actually hurts at all to just kind of hide that side of you, or you think overall it's been helpful and beneficial for your mental?
I don't struggle that often, to be honest. So when I do struggle, it's because of a real reason, a valid reason. But I mean, I think I have so many people around me that already feel empathy for me. Yeah. But I don't need pity. I need strength. So I go to Jesus when I go through these times. Like right now, I'm going through kind of a stressful time because of finals. And I'm traveling. Like next month, I'm going to be out of the country for a long time. So I have to get all of my schoolwork done. So like this week at the time of this recording, I'm not posting this week because I have to focus on school so much. But I don't usually share my emotions online. But I feel like when I do, people resonate with it a lot more, and they realize that they're not alone. 100%. They're not alone in their struggles.
I think relatability is a huge, authenticity and relatability, it kind of builds that connection with your audience. And I mean, with you, I think you build a huge connection with your audience. But I would say that I think 95% of the time I talk to you, you're smiling. Like, you're such a happy person. And I've recently known, a lot of happy people, that seem really happy, typically, try to actually hide their other emotions. So it's a really common thing. Do you ever want to, be more present with, your emotions online? Or do you kind of, like the way you have it going?
I think I like it the way I have it going, because I remember a time when I was so, depressed. When people talk about mental health, I'm like, yes, you might be going through stuff, but talk to Jesus about it. I always bring up Jesus because it's the only solution that worked for me.
It's the only thing that fills the hole in the heart.
Exactly. So I remember a time where I was so sad and so hurting inside, but I didn't show my emotions, and I landed in the hospital. So I was like, if I keep pretending that I'm fine and not telling anybody, then I'm just gonna end up in the ground. I was like, I have to be truthful to myself,
Exactly.
And also growing up in the sport of gymnastics, you tend to hide your injuries a lot, especially in my case. I hid my shoulder injury for 2 weeks. I didn't tell anybody that it hurt. Crazy. Yeah, because I thought it would go away on its own. And I was also afraid of getting in trouble because it hurt,
Yeah.
Because we were in season, and that's when you have to be at your best. But so I hid it, and I ended up having to get surgery. It was the worst. It was probably one of the worst injuries I've ever had.
Wow. So. Yeah, that sucks. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that I think a lot of people, religious people, don't even realize like that you should always go to Jesus for any struggles. I think it's really good that you do that.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, what is your relationship with like Jesus? Like you said, your testimony. Like, what does it look like now? You said you're getting some church friends. What's your like relationship with Jesus look like now?
Well, I think I've grown a lot closer to Jesus, and I feel right now I'm in the stage where I'm learning everything about him. I'm studying my Bible every morning, every night. I'm constantly in the Word, but also it's not just about reading the Word, it's about living it. So I like, there's this verse, I can't remember which one it was, but it says, don't sin when you're mad. So I used to get mad and I would sin sometimes, like I would curse under my breath. That's not good, you know? And now when I get mad, I say like bad words like frick, you know, or snap. You know? And like, I don't need those in my heart, you know? So I'm getting better at that, I think. And I guess just living in the Word.
Yeah, that makes sense. As you've gone like stronger in your relationship with Jesus, have you felt like you've also like had to shift your content a little bit more religious? I feel like a lot of content creators, once they're saved, they kind of assume they have to instantly start posting about Christian content, like making that because they have that platform. I have some interesting opinions on that, but like, do you feel like as your relationship's grown, you've been more active and like felt like you needed to talk about it more online?
Okay, so when I started reading the Bible and started being in the Word, this was last summer. This was when I started taking my relationship serious with Jesus. I did feel conviction, and I realized that I wanted to post more about Jesus. You know, I want more people to know about Jesus, because my biggest fear is somebody coming up to me and telling me, you didn't tell me that Jesus was this amazing person, you know, that died for me. So I think that was one of my biggest fears. And I was like, I'm going to start posting more about Jesus. So now like once a day I post something about Jesus or something about my faith. And I feel like an assumption that goes around a ton is that I don't respect other people's religions. And I do. I have lots of Jewish friends, and I have, you know, but I think something really important to remember, especially as a Christian, is to respect other people's religions, because while you're trying to help them and save them, that's Jesus's job. You know, he's going to save the person. You can't save them, right?
100%.
You can be his servant, like you can help God spread his word, but like you can't save the person.
Exactly.
You know?
You can only plant the seed. Like there's no one that can make someone have true faith. They can only just tell them what they know and their experience, and then live and exemplify their life and show them what a good life looks like, and show them what a sinless life, well, obviously not sinless, but a life that you avoid sin and repent in. Do you think that if you are a Christian and also a content creator, that you should post Christian content, or do you think it's like if you feel convicted, you should do it? What are your thoughts on that?
That's interesting. I think it's kind of where your heart is in that moment. I personally love to post about Jesus because it, like, I guess I'm sharing my faith and I'm planting seeds all around the world. Like I get emails from people that are like, you got me closer to Jesus Christ, you know, because you were sharing your faith. I mean, if you're a Christian content creator, you should definitely post something about Jesus. But that's totally up to you, and I guess just where your heart is. Don't feel like you have to, but do it because you want to, and you want to help more people.
I feel like a lot of content creators that become Christian, like in the middle of their consecration journey, they feel like they're required to post about Jesus, and like it kind of just separates their content. And actually, I feel like it turns off a lot of people. Like in my personal experience, I post a good amount about Jesus, but I've realized if I try to just like shove it down people's throats, like Jesus, 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 it actually turns off a lot of people that aren't really into Jesus yet. Like I think our goal is not to just like help people grow stronger in their faith, but bring new people into the faith. So what I recently realized is like, instead of just like making constant Jesus content for me, I want to showcase like my life in a positive light. So I want to like promote values like not drinking, not smoking, not partying, long-term relationships, staying in marriage. Like I want to promote all those good values and like not shove down Jesus in their throats. So what people do is like they see like the way I'm living my life, and it's like if they think it's a good way to live life, then it brings them closer to Jesus. They're like, what's going on in his life that makes it different? And I'm like, well, then I talk about, okay, I love Jesus, I follow Jesus, like I follow his teachings. And like that's like helped me a lot. I feel like if I just shove it down people's throats, it makes it like a lot harder for them to like want to come to it if they're not already involved in it. And I think a lot of content creators, they just switch, like the second it happens, they're like, I'm only going to post about Jesus. I'm just like, just keep talking about it. Like I'm gonna just annoy my audience and like make them just disconnect from it and actually go further away from it. So I think it's really good that you just kind of you felt convicted to do it and that you went the way that you went. And I think I've seen your content. You have a very good mix, and I think it's very positive. You're also showcasing a very healthy, good life, and people can see those values you bring, and then they can also come closer to Jesus because they know that you follow Jesus, and like that's what brings you there.
Thank
so I think
you.
that's super important.
Yeah, I think something really important to remember is that there's a difference between religion and relationship. So religion is like, don't drink. Relationship is, or knowing the Bible is, don't get drunk. You know, you can drink, but don't get drunk. But sometimes you feel convicted to not drink at all. And that's probably what you felt. I'm never going to drink in my entire life.
Me neither.
Because it tastes like soap. It does not taste good. I had it once accidentally. It was in a dessert. They didn't know that I was underage. But so it doesn't taste good, by the way.
Gotcha.
But so sometimes like you have to really go, like as a content creator, I like to showcase my life, as you said, in a positive light. But I want people to see me and who I am and be like, why is she so positive? Why does she always see something in a positive light? And then when they ask that, I'm like, oh, I follow Jesus, and Jesus tells me that I'm okay because he has good plans for me. You know, he knows my future.
That's the same way I see. And I want to go back to the point you just said where it's like, you can drink, but you can't get drunk. And like some people like argue that. I think like my personal viewpoint is like, if anything leads to sin, like you want to flee from it. Obviously, like there's so many things like, yeah, you can drink, but like drinking overall can end up with drunkenness. So it's like, I personally try to just keep myself as far away. Like I don't even try to like tempt myself with something, and I want to stay as far away as possible from it. And like that's like why I like believe very much in like I'm never gonna drink, I'm never gonna smoke, I'm never gonna do like a lot of things that most people do. And like that's like what's helped me a lot like with my faith, is just like promoting those things that people see my lifestyle and like they agree with those philosophies, and they're like, okay, what's making them so positive? It's Jesus. So I think it's really important that you have that. And then the way you plan on like making your content in the future, is there any way that you feel like you want to elevate like your Christianity? Like I started off with short form, and I was like, I want to make this podcast not just like talk, but also like I want to, you know, find a way to build that deeper connection, talk about Jesus, stuff like that. Do you have like a plan for like deepening your connection with your audience? Because you're mostly short form, but you're starting long form more.
Well, I do mostly short form, but I did long form for a little bit. I want to get back into long form, but where I'm at right now with my school stuff, I don't have time for anything.
That makes sense.
So when I get free, like next summer, I believe I don't have a summer semester. I do school year round, so it's basically I do it in the summer. I do it when people are not in school. But I believe next summer I don't have a summer semester, so that's when I will be going into long form content. But I do lots of live streams, and I think because I share so much about my life and I'm so relatable, people have that strong connection with me.
100%. What do you think people are most interested in your life? Because you share so many aspects of your life. What's like the one that people are most interested in?
Probably my love life.
Interesting. Okay. What's that like with social media? Because like you didn't have any like high school crushes, high school. Like I met my girlfriend and like she went to my high school, stuff like that. So it's like probably very different. What's that look like for you?
Yeah, that's interesting. Growing up, we were not allowed to mention anything about crushes. So I actually remember being in Spain and at the dinner table, because that's where we would study, right? My brother going, "Oh my gosh, Juliet!" My real name's Juliet, by the way. Most people don't know that because I like Jules, but my brother was like, "Juliet has a crush." I did not have a crush. But he said that. My mom was like, "No, you cannot mention crushes. You have to." So growing up, we really focused on our schoolwork. That's why I'm in college, and so is my younger brother.
That's good.
Yeah. So it was always like career and school, you know, focus on your school and career and God, you know? Yeah, I didn't have much experience with boys. I did grow up, or like now, most of my friends are guy friends, just because a lot of my content creator friends are guys. So like Angelo, Yo Angelo, Dylan McElliott. Dylan McElliott's awesome, by the way. And so is Angelo. But a lot of my friends are guy friends. The only thing was that I never felt like attraction in a romantic way towards any guy. Because, I don't know why. But actually, there's a verse in the Bible, Jesus says some are celibate for the sake of the kingdom. Not everyone can accept it, but those who can should. So I thought I was going to be single for the rest of my life. Jesus was single, Paul was single. I could be single.
Yeah.
But then, recently I met a guy and I really do like him. I haven't shared anything about him really on social media because where we're at in our relationship, I don't want to do that. And I don't want anything to put that in jeopardy.
Gotcha.
But something, actually, I haven't told anybody this, or I didn't tell anybody the situation. So basically last summer I met this guy. His name is Maxwell. He's an awesome kid. But we made some videos together, and for some reason people shipped us.
Yeah.
I did not like that because I've never been shipped in my life. I had to look up the word on Google. I was like, what does it mean to be shipped?
Yeah.
So I really did not like that. So in the middle of the summer, I was doing a live stream and somebody asked me, is Maxwell your boyfriend? I'm like, no, I actually have a boyfriend. That was a complete lie. I did not have a boyfriend, but because I hated being shipped so much, I made up a fake boyfriend.
That's crazy. So many creators, they like to be shipped. They fake it for views, and you kind of the opposite. I know so many creators that literally will not like a person at all, but then want to get shipped with them just because it gets them views. So it's really interesting to do the exact opposite. So now you said you're talking to someone new. Are you going to plan on keeping that offline forever, or you want to eventually bring that into your content?
That's interesting. I think it's going to be like a joint decision, but because I didn't tell anybody this either, but I swore off dating until I'm 18. So that's really? Because obviously my parents were like, no dating, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to make it my own personal decision not to date anybody until I was 18, because 18, which is in 22 months by the way, is when I'm my own individual, I have lots of plans for when I'm 18. I actually have an entire list on my phone of the things I want to do. I want to go skydiving. I want to travel to a lot of countries, but for my 18th birthday, I want to go to South Korea because I celebrated my first birthday there.
I've actually been in South Korea. I was there for a month. It's super cool.
Oh wait, I saw your videos.
Yeah, I was there. It's awesome.
Yeah, but my first birthday is very important in the Korean Korean culture.
Yeah.
But so maybe also, we wouldn't be dating. I think that's a very interesting. I talked to you about this.
You mentioned this about because you were talking about girlfriend. I was like, I've been dating my girlfriend for 4 years, and you say you don't date, you court.
Yeah,
explain that because you are honestly the first person I've ever heard say that they court.
Yeah, if I were to date, I wouldn't date. I would court. Nowhere in the Bible does it say dating. And I was actually watching a podcast, or I was listening to a podcast about people talking about Christian dating, and they're like, singleness is awesome. You can do lots of things, and you can grow the kingdom, right? Being married is also awesome because you can start a family. You can raise those kids in a Christian household, But dating is the worst because you have a lot of boundaries. You don't do a lot of stuff until marriage. And courting is back in the day. Dating didn't even start until 150 years ago.
Really? Yeah.
So courting is a more formal and a more it has a lot more boundaries than dating, and it's intended for getting married. You know, so within 2 years or even maybe less, you get married. So dating, I guess it's more man-made, but courting back in the day was arranged marriages. They would do arranged marriages, or sometimes a guy was like, I really like this girl, let me go talk to her father. He would talk to her father and be like, get to know him, and if the father liked him, he would arrange him with the girl and they would get married.
That makes sense. So what's to you the main differences between dating and courting? Because you said there's more boundaries, but what are the specific main differences that make you say that you're courting someone instead of saying you're dating someone? Yeah.
So if I were to court in this relationship, we would put God first. I feel like a lot of dating relationships don't put God first, but God would. Have you ever seen the love triangle thing, the Christian one, where God's at the top?
God's at the top. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Husband and wife, or partner and partner. So God would be the main thing of our courtship, because closer you grow to God, the closer you grow to each other. But I think putting God first. The other one was boundaries, I guess. Like, I know some people who don't kiss until marriage. You know, I guess that's something. I guess boundaries like that. But also, you don't move into the house, like you don't move in together until you get married. I think that's a very important one, because I've seen a lot of couples that do move in together while they're dating, and I feel like that you don't, like, I feel like the concept of marriage kind of dissolves when you already living together and you share bank accounts and everything, you know. It's kind of like being married, but you don't actually have that covenant.
I see. Yeah. So then I guess, would you say a lot of people say they're dating, but they're actually courting them? Because I know a lot of people that are in Christian relationships, they put God first. They're not moving in together. They have boundaries. Like, would you consider that dating, or that's courting?
I guess. Well, like, for example, you know Bryce Crawford?
Yeah.
He just got engaged. But I think I would label the relationship more as courting, because it's so like Christ-centered, I guess.
I see.
I guess dating is more. Oh, also another thing about dating, it's a lot more casual, and then courting. I've noticed, like, I used to go to the gym with this one girl, and she was like, oh yeah, I have a boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. She would talk to me about her boyfriend.
Yeah.
But the next day she's talking to me about this other guy who she thought was really cute, and they're going to the movies together. I'm like, I thought you had a boyfriend. You know, it just didn't, like, 1 + 1 did not equal 2, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something else about dating. But also, when you're not Christian, you can also, like, do kind of like a courtship, like a serious relationship. I guess, like, courting is a serious relationship, I guess.
I guess it's a term that can be very fluid, because I feel like if you look at my relationship with my girlfriend, like, we put God first, like, we have a lot of boundaries, we're not going to move in before marriage, like, all that stuff. So I feel like you can consider that courting. Like, I suppose most people just don't phrase it that way.
Or like, I know a lot of people that when I mention that, they're like, what's that? You know, they don't even know the word.
Because I'm pretty sure Bryce, like, referred to it as dating when I talked to him.
Yeah.
He's like, so I think people just don't really refer to it as courting, but, like, it can be seen as courting. But it's really interesting. You're the first person I've ever heard that uses that term. So that's really interesting. So would you say that you're courting right now with that one guy?
No.
No, because you're not courting. Okay, gotcha.
Courting is like when we're actually, like, serious. Like, that will probably be when I turn 18, or when I'm closer to the age of 18. But right now, I guess you would label it as a talking stage.
Okay, gotcha.
I was actually talking to him about this yesterday. I was like, what did I say? You know, what do you want me to say? Because, you know, he had his life before I went into it, and I have my own life before he came into it. So we had to kind of see where, like, respect each other and respect our own independence, you know?
Yeah.
But no. Yeah,
I gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, okay. So enough. I know you're probably embarrassed talking about your love life. I'll talk about a little bit more, like, your social media stuff. Do you ever plan, because, like, I have a skincare business. Do you ever plan on making your own business, or, like, a brand or anything like that?
Yeah. So maybe. I feel like I'm actually going to Web Summit in 2 weeks. Web Summit?
What's that?
It's like Vid Summit, but for entrepreneurs.
Really?
Yeah, you should go.
I definitely want to go. That's sick. I didn't know about that. Where is that?
Portugal.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't think I'll be going to Portugal in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Web Summit is really cool because, like, Elon Musk goes, and these big people with big companies go, and they talk about their companies, a lot about finance and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to Web Summit just to, like, kind of see what it's like. I might want to have my own business, or I might want to have my own organization, you know, like nonprofit organization. I'm not sure yet right now. So YouTube was accidental.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on being a YouTuber. I just did it for fun because I was bored.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, and then I got monetized. And I was like, monetized? What does that mean? You know, and I started making money. I was like, oh, this is so interesting. I don't take care of the finances. My dad does. So, like, I don't know how much I make, you know?
You don't even know. Oh, wow.
No, but like who cares? You know, it's going somewhere, and it's going to go to my school. So I want to be an airline pilot.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be an airline pilot for a big airline like American Airlines, United, or Delta. Yeah, or Southwest Airlines. But YouTube was accidental, and it was such an amazing accident, such an amazing blessing. But I don't know about making my own brand. Maybe maybe, or I might just collaborate with other brands, you know.
That's valid.
Mhm.
But so if YouTube is accidental, do you have anything intentional planned? Like anything outside of YouTube that you're like working on or building? Like maybe not like a brand, but is there anything you're making or anything like that?
Outside of social media?
Yeah.
Like flying?
No. Just like any like passion projects or like anything
Oh, passion projects.
you're interested in making.
Projects. Oh yeah, I'm writing a book.
What?
Yeah, I'm
A
writing a
book?
book.
A
Yeah.
16-year-old writing a book.
Yeah, I mean, well, so remember I told you I had a learning deficiency and I couldn't understand what I wrote or what I read.
Mm-hmm.
After my mom helped me, I actually got really good at writing, and now writing is my best subject. I love writing. Writing is awesome. I take a notebook wherever I go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, this is my ideas notebook. I put all my ideas in here.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, I'm writing a book. I can't say what it's about yet, but
Can you say what it's about?
Can I?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Well,
It's your book.
Like, it's to help people achieve something specific.
Okay, interesting.
You guys will see soon because I'm publishing it soon. It's about like, I'm finishing it like this weekend.
Oh wow, when are you publishing it?
I believe in November, sometime November,
Okay,
or at the
that's
beginning
soon.
of December.
Like
yeah.
a paper book or like an audio book? Or like a digital book?
I think both. I want a paper
Wow.
book because I want to go like on a book tour.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. Also, I haven't told anybody this, but I want to break a world record.
Uh-huh.
Like this is you're the first person I tell, except for my mom, because
Yeah.
my mom knows about it, obviously. But I want to break a world record. The world record I'm currently looking at is visiting every single country before turning, I think it was 23 or 22. So I calculated it and I was like, if I move out and I start traveling by the age of 18, I would finish by the age of 21 or 20, and I would visit every single country within those 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
The only problem with that though is that I will be working towards my hours for flying. So I'm gonna, in theory, like this is my plan. I'll be moving to Chile because I'm a Chilean citizen.
Yeah.
So I'll be moving there to find a job as an airline pilot, but they don't, at LATAM, which is the airline that I would be working for, they don't hire until I believe you're 20 years old. You can start working in Spain at 18 as a pilot, but you can't start working in Chile at 18. So I was like, okay, I have those 2 years to do something, right? So I was like, let me travel the world and break a world record, right?
That's sick.
So yeah.
What about North Korea? How are you gonna get there?
They have ways. Like
they are?
the last person, I actually met someone in New York. He was 16 and he's been to North Korea.
No way.
Yeah, and he travels alone, so he goes everywhere alone. But he's been to North Korea.
That's
like
crazy. I thought you can get in because I want to travel to every place in the entire world too. That's my goal. But I was like, how am I gonna get to North Korea? I travel a lot already. Like I've been to most of Europe. I've been to Thailand, South Korea. I travel a lot as well. I just like never thought I'd be able to do all of it because I thought there's some places you just can't get into.
Right. I mean, there are some places like North Korea you can't get into there, or you can, but it's really complicated, and the consequences if you did something bad there are really, really bad. So like my dad was like, there's a 50% chance you might not get back from like your travels like across the world, because there's some countries that are not like on best terms with the US right now. So I wouldn't be able to go there. But I was like, okay, maybe I might not go to every single country except like I might go to every single country except for those 3.
Which 3?
I believe it's Libya, Afghanistan, and North Korea.
Gotcha. Okay, that's valid. I've heard those are pretty hard to get into.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. But I'm just making sure I have a list of things I wanted to talk about. Make sure I'm talking about a lot of them. You've actually, it's been a really good episode. I think it's gonna be a great episode for people to watch. A lot of good clips as well. But yeah, I mean, I think I've basically covered everything I brought into this, and I really appreciate you coming on this. This is been a super interesting episode. I think we talked a lot about religion, which I love to talk about, and just like hearing your story, very young story. It's crazy. Like I feel like a lot of things you said are things I say to people, but like I'm a lot older. I'm not a lot. I'm 3 years older, but it's like I feel like it's so cool to see someone even younger than me, because typically I'm the youngest person in the room doing stuff.
Yeah.
Someone even younger doing really cool things. That's like super impressive, and you're writing a book. That's insane. You're writing a book at 6 years old. I have never written a book. I'm not gonna lie. I use an AI to write right now. Like a lot.
Seriously, that's not good.
I know it's not good, but like I just like I don't really love to write, and it's like if I
were you good at math?
I'm great at math. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, no,
Okay.
I'm really good at writing. Like, I'm actually really, really, really good at writing.
But you just don't like it.
I just don't like if
Okay.
I also don't need it. Like, I don't take any English classes right now
You're
because
not?
I was
Did you
done with
take
all,
it? Did
I
you-
was done with all my writing classes at like
Okay.
15, 16 because I went, I'm kind of like you. You're a little bit advanced. I left high school 2 years early.
Okay.
So I'm a junior in college right now and I'm 19. So
You're a junior?
yeah,
Okay. You're 1 year ahead of me.
I am 1 year ahead of you. Yeah. And when I was 16, I was a freshman in college. So I've always been 1 year ahead, but yeah, no, it's super impressive what you're doing. I think you're crushing right now. I mean, you got more subs than me,
Thank
so
you.
keep it up. And I saw you're doing some long form stuff. You just posted a couple days ago, so
Yeah.
excited to see that stuff going. Was there anything you kind of wanted to plug or say? I know you just got the book. Is there anything else you want to tell people? Follow you or shout anything out? Camera's yours.
I mean, okay. I don't know. Something else I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Remember, like I told you, pilot. Like I wanted to be a pilot. I didn't
Yeah.
always want to be a pilot. I wanted
Yeah.
to be a marine biologist because
Oh,
I
really?
love the ocean. No, I don't like the ocean anymore. Like it freaks me out.
Uh-huh.
But back then, I loved the ocean. I love photography, so I wanted to be a National Geographic photographer.
Mhm.
And something else, like I tell people this, and they're like, "Why would you have that?" But I have a life plan. It's plan A, plan B, plan C, and plan D. Plan A is to become an airline pilot. Plan B, like if I can't become a pilot for whatever reason, it would be to stick to social media. But I feel like the social media world can like collapse at any moment.
Yeah.
And we might get overtaken by AI.
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
100%.
so yeah. So I have like pilot as my first plan, and then social media or like be a news reporter. I love the news. Like I was obsessed with the news for the longest time. And then third was I think National Geographic photographer. But my last plan is the military. I come from a military family, so
Oh wow.
I grew up around kind of that, you know, and I think something so interesting is that a lot of my friends put the military as their plan A. I put it as my plan D because it's not the first thing that you want to like go into. Like obviously if you have nothing else to do in your life, go to the military because there are so many jobs that you can do and you can be there for like 20 years and then you have like retirement pay, you know?
Yeah.
Which is really nice and you get tons of benefits. But I would just say like keep looking for what you want to do, what your heart truly desires to do, and what you feel is like amazing, you know, what you feel.
Dang. I mean, that's crazy. You have 4 life plans. I feel like most people don't even have one. So that's really impressive. And you're 16. I probably have like, yeah, I'd say I'm a pretty well planned person, but I only have like maybe like 1 life plan, maybe like a little backup if it doesn't work. But 4 is unheard of. I mean, most of my friends, they're like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. They're just spontaneous.
Yeah,
But
I
I feel like you got to routine, you got to figure it out, which is like really good. I think that'll help you succeed really, really well. So I think it's really impressive. I think this entire podcast, I've just been blown away by the fact that
Thank
you're
you.
doing so much and so young. It's crazy to see someone, as I said earlier, like be the younger person in the room. I'm always the youngest person in the room. Seeing you like do all this stuff at 16, I feel like I'm behind now. So I'm
no, you're not
motivated to like
behind.
lock
You're
in
not
and grind. So it's super impressive, and I appreciate you coming on. It's been a super great episode,
of course.
and I was happy to talk about all the other like things like religion. All that stuff was super cool. So yeah,
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course, it was super cool to have you, and
Yeah.
I hope that we can do maybe another episode sometime. People like this. So if you guys
Yeah,
want
of
to see another one,
course.
let us know. If there's anything you want her to talk more about, let us know. But yeah, other than that, thank you for being on. This was super awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good one, and God bless.